So excuse me while I smoke during this video, but I just wanted to talk about how my life is just so inorganically lived, and that I've always been just wishing that I could live an organic life and feel what other people feel out here, Like just being able to go to work and work on myself, work on my health, work on quitting these, you know, just things in my life that I've been wanting to do. But it's just I want to reach people that can make a difference in my life right now because I've been so targeted for so long, and to come to find out that it was a long-standing friendship of mine that aimed at me in this way. It's hard to suggest to people that he plotted to murder me and steal away my girlfriend and in the recent, and that I was in a resolve about how he treated me before within a relationship of mine. And so I'm just reaching out here to see if there's anything that I can do in the short time that I feel I have left here to be able to do it with. So if I can earn your likes, your comments, and a subscribe, I really appreciate that. But more overall of that, I would really appreciate someone to actually put together a campaign for me because I've been so hijacked in my life's value and my abilities in life that I can't tolerate people who are just suggesting that it's my own lifestyle and like I made these decisions upon my own when how can they even suggest that? So I'm reaching out because I don't even know what humanity I have out here. I'm looking into researching things that have to deal with what I've been trying to put together. It's the hardest thing when you're hijacked in your life, your computer data, your phone data, you're being hacked, you're being mismanaged all the time. And it's really hard to pinpoint because you're being poisoned up to where you're having a hard time reasoning. It's that part of the brain that you need to be able to reason through things that's affected. And so it erases memories just past to be able to create new memories. And so my resolution for that was just as I'm feeling like I'm gonna lose my memories again from an attack, and especially staged up from me working in Forest Lake, Minnesota. I was working for a really formidable guy, and I wish that I could get back to him and pay him back for helping me. But I've been in such blight in my life that my relationship with him was even crushed. And so I just feel like my own life and my own voice are not even mine right now because of all of the set stages that have been preparing for this. Like, I don't know, when you're poisoned up and you can't hold on to those memories, it gets really, really scary because you don't want it to be thought of as what I was thinking, but I was. And then by nightfall, I don't even have that memory. And then it doesn't resurface. I mean, I didn't think about that one resurfacing, I don't think, for months. I don't know. I don't know how long it was. It kind of like when you're put in this blight, it kind of like forces your life to be in a blur. And so I just feel like I've been stripped of like all ability to control my own thoughts, my own private life, my own peace of mind, to the point where reclaiming my own life feels like a constant battle where I'm just constantly pushed to the brink left to lose. And yeah, like considering like like everything else I've had to like deal with lately, it's been really challenging to quit smoking. But I'm gonna have to. Like I'm gonna have no choice. Don't have money. And I don't. I'm I I shouldn't even have these cigarettes, to tell you the truth, but my life's been so much in blight that and just I'm just faced up with so much relentlessness from the ways that he was aiming to rob me of my life, my my data, my dreams, my goals, my abilities in everyday life, like poisoning you up and leaving you in that kind of mind doesn't leave you in a blur to not even be able to name a thing or surface a thing happening to you, or to even when you have the memory be able to like get to the paper and pad a paper and a pen to write it down before it just goes away. And maybe I have recordings and stuff like that, but I don't know. I just you if I do, you probably forget about those things too, you know? So I probably actually do now I think about it, but at the same rate, what can actually help you in that when you're a targeted individual, it's like anything can go wrong in your life and no one can surface as if you're a live person. It's like you're treated like a complete dead person already, and like even reaching out and getting discovery, where am I? Where am I in that discovery? For I felt like it was a crime staged up against me with an accident that happened. Oh, and perfect timing too. Just timing was just relentlessly perfect. So I struggle not only with these personal trials, but with the systemic invasion that leaves me feeling like a stranger in my own existence. Because it's like a cop walking up to you and shutting off the camera, shutting off his body camera when he's still there on the scene. And it's like, what did you just do that for? Why did you just shut that off? Oh, because we're done here. We don't need to collect any more information. Oh, but you're coming to talk to me. Turn it back on at least, so I could tell you my side of the story, what happened here. And it was just a mute point. And I said, well, get another officer over here because I still have my story to be heard to how this accident happened. I'm being left with the blame after I just got T-boned. Go fuck yourself, G. Who the fuck are you? And if you ask me, it's illegal as fuck. And it is illegal as fuck when you look these things up. But it doesn't really matter because you're a targeted individual, right? So I don't understand all of these things, but the fact of the matter is that I feel like I'm being held captive without chains. I'm like in an open air prison system that, you know, my own friend was involved in the crimes of for the length of time of our whole relationship then, because nobody can move into a relationship and you can ask them to hold frame for you, and if they can't hold frame for you, get the fuck out of my life. Who the fuck are you? And for real, every single move that I've made has been overshadowed by by these actions that have compromised my well-being, have compromised my health, have compromised my ability to maintain. And then on top of it, it's just I need supporters, and I've written up a really amazing mission and a really amazing movement that I have all of the parts ready to go for a whole network to be built. Like every single last thing you could think of is already ready to go. And I can't find any investor. I can't find any person to put a campaign together for me. Um, I'm just left like feeling like how do you get through that? Because it's a real charitable mission that would take on real power there, like super duper power to be able to change things in this world when it comes to charity and when it comes to these actions that are taken against targeted individuals and people just left in urban blight and not understanding their lives, maybe. Because it's a lot of people, I think. And a lot of people are just left like they don't care anymore. They throw the towel in and they're just done. They're just done with whatever they were dreaming of, and they don't care about themselves. They don't care about other people, or maybe they do. Maybe they do or don't. It doesn't really matter. But the fact of the matter is that they have dreams and ways of means in their own way that they just had to put on the shelf because of things that are happening to them, or they threw in the towel because it's just so much pain. Well, my mission is a formidable one, and there is no way that I would allow Freemasonry or deception or evil to surface itself in my foundation. And it'd be after every single foundation out here that is putting their money into offshore accounts and considering it charitable. I mean, that's where the charity is going. So they're raising money for charity, and then it goes into offshore accounts, and no one actually sees any help out here. So I've read how all charities are supposed to be bought up to continue the duress that they're leaving people in, or to continue the deceit of a thing itself. And what a better way than to take over charity, because in every aspect, and buy up all charity and not allow actual charity to exist, because they know for fuck well that I would be able to blow the cover off the book. And so it's just another reason why I'm targeted out here, probably because I am a whistleblower, and there's no Whistleblowers Act that's actually out here protecting us. It's all just meant to silence us, keep us in these struggles and trials all the time. And so if I can earn your support, it means a whole hell of a lot to me right now, because I'm in the darkest points of my whole entire existence. And though I'm not like screaming out, I am in dire straits. I can't scream out actually, just because of things going on. And so I really need supporters who understand the depth of this kind of invasion of my privacy, my rights, and the abilities of people to see it for something that they themselves can say, well, I've had a Facebook for this whole time and I haven't been dealing with this. So my advice and my advice and my asking, I guess, is that you just have a lot more influence in your life than I've been allowed to. And if you have that influence, that you can work even just a little bit for me in creating a campaign that would be for me, I would really appreciate it. I don't want to die. I don't want to be in this. I don't want to be out here and left alone to die. And so, God, this is hard. Those that can look past the surface and see how damaging and dehumanizing this actually is. I'm asking for your help to find a way forward, to reach out, support me in any way that you can, in a real time way, like in a real time way. I wholeheartedly believe that people out here have influence in their lives, that they can change things around for me, and I don't know, in a second, really, because of something that they did once, you know, and they put something together once, and that just, it did its thing, or whatever, you know. And it's just so much heartache when you deal with your own friend, people that you find that you should have to come to about, hey, I feel like I'm being murdered out here. Can you help me? And then they just play it off as if it's all you, and it's not all me. I've been just trying to come into myself, is all. From all of the years of abuse, all of the years of hacking and hijacking me, poisoning me up without having a clue where it's coming from. And it's so many angles. So the system, I believe, is broken because you can't just shut off your body cameras and act like I'm dead everywhere I go. You can't do that, and you can't get away with it. And so I'm speaking decrees, I guess, in the power of the Lord, like what I say. And the reason I feel like I could come out here and say this stuff in this way is because I have been so removed from my original self that the prayers that I've asked for my own ability to ministry and my own ability to speak out is asking the Lord if I can go into those areas of my life. And I feel wholeheartedly that the Lord has answered back saying, yes, that you have that right, because your original life, your origination has been stripped from you in that way, to where you know for yourself that you would be still kneeling at the edge of your bed and saying your prayers in private. And so when your life is stripped away in that fashion, it gives you prayers. It puts different words and values to prayer in areas of your life. And I never knew how the Lord could answer and respond back in many, many ways. I mean, I don't know how many times I've escaped death, but at least 5 in this past year from my counting. And so I don't know, it's probably more than that, to tell you the truth, because there's been times where it's just like, what the heck is going on with me? And I do that because it's like, that's what it makes you feel. It's like, I almost make like arsenic a poison when you look it up. It's like all of your insides are suffocating. You're literally suffocating down to the cellular level because your cells can't get oxygen. And so, I mean, just reading about it is like, whoa. To me, it's super hard to read. But if you can do anything to help support me in this, help me regain the life that's been stripped away from me. I don't know how to go about this because I don't feel like I have anybody out here that's standing with me against these forces that aren't just my ex bitch ass cage ass motherfucking friend that deserves to get his dick tossed around in the fucking dirt. But it's not just to mention that, it's just how he's actually done me. He's just so it's just such a fucking harsh reality to be faced up with when I have had such love for my G. I never could have thought that it could have gone to that point until I actually started thinking that is this is this coming from him somehow, O Lord? And am I being poisoned up in this way, O Lord? And then those memories are wiped. Like I said, I locked things in with the Lord because I felt floored in the fashion that I was gonna fall up at work, and I felt like, well, is this man just staging me up to die? And this is long before this current relationship that I had. And then on top of it, it's almost like by asking for these things in that way that the the Bible and the words in the Bible come into your mind and your heart. it's really, that's an amazing thing that the Lord is, hallelujah, the Lord does go to work. The Lord is very mighty. And so I'm basically just reaching out here to hope that my humanity out here can hear me, that they can spread my message to somebody that might hear me, even if they don't understand what I'm trying to say. Because oftentimes it just sounds crazy and people don't understand this stuff. And it's like, how do you not understand a person's life being hijacked from them? Hacked. Like, you understand hacking, right? So, how do you not understand that when it's coming from somebody that's that close to you? How much damage that can actually do to you. And then you're poisoned up on top of it, and you're almost dead, and you still don't feel like you have your own system to be able to go to and say, this is a criminal matter to investigate. Oh, but just 5 years ago or whatever, I kicked over the Christmas tree and I ended up going in. So a Christmas tree can get, and mind you, I was pushed so hard to the brink at that time in my life, trying to reason through parasites, the things that were happening to me, how my life was feeling stripped from me. It wasn't much time before that I was like falling down to the ground when I just had the most incredible stamina on rollerblades. And like, I couldn't even move my legs. I couldn't even, they were like, I mean, looking back, it's arsenic or something that wasn't organic at all, at all, at all. And like, you just have people drive by and they're all just scoffing and laughing at you. You're like hardly able to fucking move to crawl back home. All the way back home with your rollerblades, and I'm like, maybe I should leave my rollerblades so I can just crawl faster. I look like a fucking idiot. But it hurts. You guys, it hurts because you don't know where these things are coming from, and you don't know what's actually happening to you. So I'm just holding on for hope in my humanity to realize that without this, I'd be fuller in my face. I would have joy in my eyes, and I would be able to bring excitement to my own mission with Heartworks as far as I want to change people's lives, and I wouldn't be putting my money into no offshore accounts. No, I'd want to go punch the motherfuckers in their dick. Fuck all these frauds and fuck all these fakes. The truth about our humanity needs to come out and needs to come out clean. Fast! Very fast! Quickness! Quickness! The house can blow up. Everything can go to shreds, but you gotta stay intact! That's all I got for screaming. Please support me as the person that I'm trying to become, not the person you're seeing me as because of the blight that's been staged up inside of my life. Please believe it in me that I have a very formidable mission, and that me being able to work that mission, my workshops, my classes, my courses, everything that I've put together in layers to stage for this beautiful gift that I'm trying to make for Christ preparedness for the Lord, to say thank you, Lord, for saving my life each and every single covert attack that I didn't even know was happening to me, how it was being done to me. So do I have the right to be so angry? Do I have the right to feel that fit of rage? You tell me. hacking you, hijacking you, stealing every last little availability of your own self away from you, having sex with all of your girlfriends just as soon as you get out of homelessness for however many years. I had to fight in ways that none of these people out here could fight. Get my bed, and right after that, that's what they're doing. That's where they're going to. How do you deal with it? ChatGPT and artificial intelligence tells me that people with a little 10% of what you've had to deal with or less have taken everyone's life and shot people. Artificial intelligence tells me that yes, even police officers, yes, even police officers. So how are they able to hold tight? They're gonna put that stuff in their belly? They can't take it for a fucking second? They can't take it for a fucking second? When it's been my life. My life. So I think that my movement about covetousness and lasciviousness is a very formidable movement. So either way, I really hope to gain supporters out here that will allow me to live as the person that I feel I was meant to be. So thanks for listening, and if you do find it in your hearts to move forward in a fashion for me, even if it's to take 12 minutes to create a GoFundMe or a campaign on Patreon or wherever, please do. And I'm asking, please will you? I'd really appreciate it. And your help, your influence, and your abilities could go a long way in my life. And I'd really appreciate it if you did. I don't want to die this way. It basically means to me, and reasons in my mind, that I didn't get a fucking second of my actual life. Not a fucking second of it. And for you to understand that, you'd have to understand my history. And in order to understand that, I got an awful lot of work that I've put in a short period of time because I've been in such blight in my life to be able to come out here and suggest to people I'm a targeted individual. I've been dealing with nonstop spiritual warfare and campaigns against me to smear me out, smear my name, and completely end my life before ever getting the chance to getting out here in the first place to even try a formidable move to take back my life. So if you can help me take back my life, please do. There's millions of people out here that could support me, and there's actually specific people I'm actually praying for in my life to come into my life. Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Andrew Bass, Justin Waller, and the same. Rory, Luke, and people within the real world. Even people within the real world that are a part of the real world that have been able to get inside of the war room because my life has been a war room. My whole life. So, if you can add value in my life, I promise you, it's going to go a long way. I'll turn my feet into tanks, and I will go personally into these tunnels and save children inside of their bunkers, inside of the tunnels, inside of the walls, I guess that disclosure is suggesting that they're in, and people have footage. And that footage that I've seen from like 15 years ago was just scarier than scary. And I'm like 15 minutes into a video, I remembered like I seriously think it was like 15 minutes in and the thing went blank. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. You know what I want? I want a world that I see every last little piece of information that's been siphoned from people's eyes to be able to reason for themselves and to think for themselves, being that we don't have an educational system that can allow us to think for ourselves. I think it's a true pity. I think it's a shame. And I think that these things should leave you in fits of rage yourself. Because if you have an education that suggests that you're not allowed to think for yourself, what are they even teaching? You're supposed to be able to understand civics in that fashion, to be able to reason for yourself what your reality is based on what you're seeing. So if people are coming out suggesting that these things are happening based on the things that they've seen, then maybe believe them. But if they're saying that purple dinosaurs are coming out with starships in the sky and whatever, like just off the wall truths, you should be able to judge for yourself. Either way, the voices shouldn't be getting censored when it's perfectly okay to self-identify as an empty bucket or a cat, but you come out here and speak anything truthful and you're being censored, silenced, and murdered. Thanks for listening. I'm going to leave this at this length of time. I didn't want it to get this long, but I'm really aiming for your support and your help. Thanks for being here, and God bless you, and especially you who can put a campaign together for me and who can actually help a person on their mission with this. I want to work harder than ever anyone out here, and if you ask me, I would be going to work harder than even Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate for a real mission. So thank you for being here and supporting me.